Welcome. A lot of people has been facing challenges with formatting their code nicely in the discussion forum and learning journal, especially Moodle application of UoPeople. So this video is going to equip you with skills in order to format your code nicely and readable. So let's assume that this is a discussion forum question and you click on reply to reply it and you get a nice text area and you click on advanced here so that we can format our text. For now, let's ignore the subject and focus on the subject of the video. So let us, before we jump into how we format our code into the text area, the first thing you have to notice that we have a menu strip, a nice menu strip on the top here, which is showing us a lot of menus and a lot of functions that we can use to format our text. So there's this first option. If you click on it, also get another strip here. Also more advanced option including adjusting, justifying the text, breaking, indentation, and also these features like HTML. So this is our main. You can experiment with this one and see all this what they do. So for now, for this lecture, for this video, let's assume that we want to put a code that is adding two numbers. So put adding two numbers is our topic. So you can format your topic into a heading of your choice. You can say large. For me, I chose large, and then I put a little description or explanation of the code. So the code is adding two numbers. So you write what you want here, or depending on the requirements of the question, or you want to explain the code. And let's assume that I want to put my code now. I can just write code, or I can just write my code, you format it into a heading of your choice. So as you can see, this is the text. This is a heading, this is another heading, this is a paragraph. This text is appearing in text, but in order to format it in order to actually change the format of how it looks, we have to first convert the text to what? To HTML and edit in the HTML. So you click on the first one here. On the second strip, the last one, if you hover here, you say HTML. So the title of this button is like HTML. So if you click on this, it converts here, it converts your text into HTML. Don't worry if you do not have any prior understanding of HTML. You just need to know where to put your code, and that will be it for you in the format. There's no need for you to know HTML here. But I need you to see how this thing is working. If you look at the first one, return H3, it means the header. It means heading level 3. So adding two numbers is having heading level 3, which is the highest heading level in this text area. In the div is separating text. But this is also a paragraph. In the another div here is also putting this H4, which is the code, into another header. These things they seem to be changing. So if you are writing another reply, you see that this one is H4 and this one would be H4 as well. Doesn't matter. You may see this one is P tag and this one is P tag. Doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about that. What you have to worry about is knowing where your code is going to be. So my code, I now know that my code should be under this code. So I just spot where your code should be. So I know that my code should be under this code. But where actually, then I go back to text. So if I click here, if I click again, I'll go back to having the text. So below there, enter a new line. Entering a new line in the HTML is equivalent to the break tag, which is BR. So I'm now going to look for my BR under the code. So if I click on here, And now I have another div with a BR. This is the BR that I want. So I can place my code anywhere, either before the BR or after the BR. So you can see that a tag is having a closing tag, and then an opening tag and a closing tag. So you don't need to put your code in between this, but outside this. So I now have a BR and I know my code is going to be on this BR. So I need to now go and take my code. So for this video, I'm using an online code editor, and this is an online code editor. The link of this is also in the description of the video. So we are adding two numbers. Let me just do a quick code. Adding two numbers, num1. So this one. So here you can use any code editor of your choice, an online or an offline. It's up to you. What you just have to do is to make sure that your code is just doing what you want it to do. Doesn't matter which code editor, it's about choice. So the first one is entering the first number. We now need the second number, and we'll consider this as num2, and we'll consider this as second number. Okay. Our sum is equals to be num1 plus num2, and here we can safely print our code here. So let's format it nicely. Num1 passed in these brackets plus, let's also pass num2 into these brackets, is equals to, and pass sum in these brackets, so that we have a nice format. So if I run my code here saying enter two numbers, I can say 10 and also put a 10, expecting to get a 20. So here it's written saying 10 plus 10 is equals to 20. That's actually wonderful. This is my code is full, and I need to put my code in the discussion forum and continue with my work. So what I can just do is copying the code. So you copy the code here. After copying the code, you now need to go and paste your code here, where we said you have to post your code in the BR or after or before the BR here. So you can paste your code here. So I've pasted my code here, and I can run here. But as you can see, my code is not formatted here. It's only appeared in text. Why is this so? We say this is converting our text. This is converting. If we click here, converting this text to HTML. But my code is not in HTML. That's the first point I have to note. So I need to first convert my code to be in a format that also can allow me to edit as a pre-formatted text. So I'm removing this code for now. This way the sites like code beautifier comes in place. In this case, I'm using a code beautifier called elite.me. Elite.me, also in the description, you can also find the link to the highlight.me. So this one, I'll use this one to convert my source code into HTML. So as you can see on this side, we have the source code panel and we have the HTML. This is the input and this is the output. So here, this is where I paste my code, and here is where I select the language. So I'll leave Python as it is. And we also have a style, and we also, if you want to add line numbers, it's up to you. And this is the CSS. If you want to tweak with the CSS, if you have knowledge of it, then it's fine. It's up to you. So here I'm going to paste my code which I have copied, and I'll click on highlight So it highlights my code into HTML. So this is my code and it has been converted into HTML. But how can I see that how my code will look like in the text area? We have a nice preview here which is showing me how my code will look. Adding two numbers, my comments is now in their color, the functions, and it's nice and readable. This is how the code will appear in the CS forum. So I just click on the HTML, copy everything. If it doesn't select automatically, you select everything and copy. You go back to the forum, and here we said we are looking at the BR after the code here. So I'm going to paste my code here and paste my code here. After pasting my code, I can click on the button again to convert it back to text. As you can see now, my code is now back to text, and this code is now appearing in a nice format, which I want my code to be in. So the code is readable. So below here I can continue. Let's say I also want to put the output of the code, and I also want my output to be a header. So I can just select the header of my choice, right? And I put on next line. If I go back, I just need to scroll down to the last element where I look at what I've posted, I've written, I've typed outputs. So I'm going to look for output, and under output I'll look for BR, and this is where I'm going to put my code in this div. So we are just using BR to keep track of our code so that those who doesn't know HTML and CSS will know where to put their codes. So here is where we are going to put the output. Going back to take the output, so I'm selecting the output, copying the output here. I go to the code beautifier. In the source code, I replace the code with my output. So this is the output, guys. And I click on highlight. You can leave the language as it is. And you have a nice preview here. You can change the style. So let's say for my output, I don't want that style. I want another style. I can select another style. Let's say I want a Tango style. It's up to me. So this is my output in Tango. So I can just click on the HTML. I copy. I go back to the forum where my BR is after the output is where I'm going to put my code. Just as simple as that. Paste my code. Do not worry about the format or what. It doesn't matter. You click back here, and you have your code formatted nicely. So this is how you format your code. So you can continue with adding your code, your notes, or your reply, or you continue with the explanation. Here you just put another heading. Let's say you want to subtract. So now you go to subtract. It's up to you. Subtract. It's up to you. So you can just format. So formatting is very nice, guys. You have to make sure that your headings are formatted chronologically. What you wanted to come first is what is coming first. What you wanted to come second is what is coming second. So let's say you're going to also put your code here. You can just put medium here and make sure to press to go to the next line so that we have a BR, which is equivalent of break in HTML. So next line is equivalent of break. So BR means break. So if you click on your HTML here, just scroll down. We are going to look at code. This is the last that you have posted code. We are going to look at the BR after the code, and this is your BR, and you post your code just before that. If you do not understand HTML very well, or if you have no knowledge of HTML, you can just stick to this. You can just stick to this technique of writing a header, putting a next line, and then you look at the BR, which shows you a break, So you're looking at BR and you post your code there. If you know HTML, you can tweak around with these things like deleting unwanted headers, etc. It's up to you. So this is how you format your code, guys. After doing this, I can just click on post to the forum and I can post my code. If it is a learning journal, I can submit. Also, you can also link, let's say you have a source code, you can also link your source code. So let's say you want that people, if people click code, they are directed to your script. You can just highlight code, you press on this link button here, and you can enter the URL. If you do not have the URL, you can browse the repositories, upload, and you can browse a file here and upload the file. So people, your audience will be directed to the link if they click this one. So it's up to you guys, and this is it. If you enjoy, please subscribe. For more, if you have any questions on the Moodle application, just post them in the comment section and we will do a video on them. Thank you very much for watching this far.